The stock I talked about is ServiceNow. It's a stock I actually mentioned at your investment conference over a year ago. And it's a cloud computing stock. It's a software as a service company. And so what it does is it provides IT support in the cloud for corporations all around the world. And so rather than calling into a help desk, you log in a web portal, device agnostic, across your corporation, and you get better results. These software as a service companies are heinously expensive. This company trades on nearly 10 times sales, over 25 times EBITDA. But they are growing very, very quickly. And the reason why they're growing quickly is because every corporation in the world sees the benefit of shifting to the cloud. They see the benefit of shifting to software as a service. And then what happens is a network effect happens around that. So everyone ends up on the same software. And ServiceNow happens to dominate the IT support area. It's roughly a $30 billion market cap company, but as of last night is now back above its all-time high. And so despite everything that has happened through the last 3 to 9 months, this stock has continued to do well. It's reported over 40% growth in billings overnight. And so that's allowed the company to go back above its all-time high, despite the volatility we have. And I suppose that's a really good example of why earnings growth or S-curves in earnings growth will trump the macro time after time after time. And it's our job to go find those opportunities because they will enable us to make money somewhat regardless of the macro environment. So then it's really simple. So there's a simple 3-rule process you can follow here. So if you want to find these companies, you need to start with a really large total addressable market. Total addressable markets are much maligned. Why are they maligned? Because they're notoriously hard to measure. So go find a really big one because then measuring it's not as relevant. Secondly, find a company that is just at the beginning of taking share in that total addressable market. So IT support is a big total addressable market. This company is just at the beginning of taking share in this market with a different type of offering, one that disintermediates the IT support in your office and provides an overall cloud platform to do it. And then thirdly, find the right management team to drive it through. And so those are the 3 things that we need to enable us to find these great growth investments, because then they can grow continuously through this cycle. You would have seen exactly the same thing in Facebook back when it first started, when it first IPO'd. It was right at the start of its digital advertising runway. It's now closer to the end of that runway. And you saw the same thing with Apple, with smartphone adoption back in 2007. It was at the start of the runway. It's now at the end of the runway. And so all we're doing is walking around trying to find companies that are at the start of the runway. And the runway has to be long and big because then it can grow through any issues that we might run into along the way.